Hello and welcome to Acoustic Review. My name is Ben Morgan-Brown and today I'm looking at the Giulia X from Schertler Amplification. A 70-watt combo amplifier, the Giulia X features a 1-inch dome tweeter and a 5.5-inch woofer in a compact package weighing 7.5 kilograms. The input section features an XLR connector that provides 24 volts phantom power and an instrument input that can provide 10 volts for electric microphones. These two inputs have independent gain controls and they then feed into a master EQ section with bass, middle, treble and a warm switch before a master digital reverb and master volume. A DI and line out are provided and an effects loop can be used with the addition of a Y style cable. I've been provided with the dark wood effect option for this review, but it's also available in an anthracite finish and it's priced at €913 plus VAT, which at the time of recording is £925. For this review, I'm using my own Martin OM28V, which is fitted with a K&K Pure Mini pickup, and we're using the DI out to record. So let's have another listen, and then please join me afterwards for my thoughts. My first impression of the Giulia X is that it's really cute. It's very compact and the dark wood finish and crisp minimalist lines give it the look of a piece of high-end hi-fi equipment. For its size, it's surprisingly heavy, but the well-attached quality handle gives me confidence when moving it around. At this price, I'm a little disappointed that it doesn't come with a bag or at the very least a cover. For an amp that's so nice looking, it's a real shame that you'll need to fork out extra money to keep it looking at its best. With no EQ, the K&K in my Martin can sound a bit muddy, and plugging in with the controls at 12 o'clock, I certainly found this to be the case. However, with a cut in the mids and a boost in the highs, I was presented with a pleasantly woody sound. There's enough low ends to give me the thump on the bass strings I want, but not too much that it becomes boomy, and the trebles retained clarity without getting harsh. I felt it was a really good representation of how the pickup reflects my guitar, and it allowed me to dial in a tone that I was very happy with. The reverb is very subtle and maybe could do with being a bit more present at higher settings, but it is very well EQ'd and it feels to me to sit within the guitar sound rather than apart from it, which is a quality I really like. Plugging in a passive sound hole pickup, I found I had to crank the gain a fair amount, so I think the amp is best suited to higher output or active pickups. But increasing the gain didn't bring with it a lot of hiss, which is a testament to the quality of the build. Despite only claiming to put out 24 volts phantom power, the amplifier did power my Ear Trumpet Labs condenser microphone, which allowed me to set up a pickup and external mic combo. The independent gain controls helped with setting levels, but I was worried the shared EQ would cause problems. As it was, the combination seemed to work quite well, but you're obviously not going to get the control that separate channels give you in this situation. Plugging in my full setup, which combines an internal microphone with my K&K and an external preamp to blend the two signals, I was very pleased with how the Giulia handled this. It accurately conveyed the air from the mic and the body from the pickup, and for such a small speaker, it did an excellent job. This setup also allowed me to test the headroom limits and volume capacity of the Giulia by pushing the output from my external preamp, and I was really surprised at the amount of clean headroom and volume that it was capable of producing. Anyone with a very hot pickup or is also using an external preamp should be able to push this amp quite hard without it giving up. At over £900, this amp is in competition with quite a few amps of similar power ratings but with more versatile channel setups, and I think in that respect the Giulia does come up lacking in comparison. Certainly the sound quality is up there with, and in many ways beyond, the quality offered from rival amps, but the lack of connectivity options and individual channel controls means that it does seem as if you're not getting that much for your outlay. What you are getting, however, is a Swiss-made amplifier with an excellent sound and rugged build quality. I can see the Giulia X being really useful in situations where you might be rehearsing with other instruments that could drown out the acoustic, brass players for example, and you need a little boost in volume without resorting to a big amp or a PA. I also think for small concerts where a little reinforcement is required, it would also work really well. And given the extra headroom and volume I was able to generate with the use of an external preamp, you could also use it in a similar setup for louder venues or as a monitor on stage when you're sending a signal to the front of house. But I think you'd struggle to use it in a singer-songwriter situation for coffee house or pub gigs, where you will probably need more control over the individual elements of your setup. In conclusion, I'd say I'm a little on the fence about the Giulia X. On the one hand, it feels like quite a lot of money for an amplifier that has limited real-world uses and, without an external preamp, a limited amount of volume on tap. On the other hand, I think that if you found it worked for you and your setup, you could be assured of a truly professional and pleasing tone in a compact and attractive package. As with so much in the acoustic world, it really comes down to what meets your needs, but if the Giulia X has piqued your interest, I do think it's an amplifier that merits further investigation. I hope you've enjoyed this video from Acoustic Review. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon to be kept up to date when we post new videos, and I look forward to seeing you next time.